In this video I'm going to be putting a repair panel into the bulkhead. You see me cutting it out here. It needs to be flush butt welded all the way across because another panel lays over the top of that. So I can't have any kind of a step or anything. Here I'm making the template, but I didn't realise at this point that the paper template I made was a bit too short at the top. I realised about here and then decided to add a piece back on. TIG welding it flush and then hammering it to relieve stresses and shrinkage or any warping allows you to add pieces back on as if they were never always there. See me here just fusing the two together with a little bit of filler. The gap's almost nothing, it needs to be. You want to do a proper flush weld. This is a different technique of butt welding to that, what I actually use on the car. I use the MIG welder on the car. This is the best way, but you need access to both sides of the panel. Now I'm just dressing it off and doing the last little bit of hammering. And now I've got one continuous piece of metal. Now after many hours of trimming and checking and trimming and checking, I'm finally happy with the panel all the way around, and I start the welding process. You'll see me again stitching little bits at a time, jumping around the panel, getting some tacks on, everything to stop it moving and warping, keep it in place and keep the gap tight all the way around. I've cut out a lot of bits of hammering and gaps between where I'm letting it cool down. Again, dressing it off with various different grades of wheel on the grinder and other tools. And that's the end result of 4 hours work. Pretty happy with it. Could do with a little bit more dressing off. The join is around here. You're not going to see any of this anyway because that gets covered over with the reinforcement, but I'm quite happy with that. Takes a long time doing it flush like that.
but it's worth it if it needs it. It's tricky when you can't get it at the back. It is a little bit warped, but I should be able to sort that out easily enough. I can get at it roughly, just not as well as I could if it was something like that. It's still worth grinding the welds off flush, because then you'll get a stronger panel without the stress razor of the big thick weld next to the thin panel. If it's a smooth transition, then it's less likely to crack. But yeah, that's what's possible. And that's the bulkhead, at least on this side, bulkhead, firewall, whichever, done. Now I can do the reinforcement, the closing plate, close the side off, and then rebuild the suspension mount, which is the main reason for all of this in the first place. But you've got to do all these steps, because unless you've got a good base to weld it to, what's the point? Yeah, more progress. And I need to go now because the kebab shop's about to shut. So yeah, quick finish. See ya.